What is crack-a-lackin'? What is crack-a-lackin'? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we will keep going here. Guys, the CME we were talking about is actually hitting right now. It is a little bit late, so that's probably why we may not get to storm level, but we still could. We'll talk about that. This is the magnetopause. Sun's over here. This is Earth, top down. This is the side view. So yeah, this is magnetic pressure. So it's showing that it's hitting right now. And we'll go deeper into that here in just a second. Here's the Australian model of the same thing. Here's our satellites, and we'll talk about what it means when this bow shock gets close to them. They'll be exposed over here to the sun. This is the geoelectric field model. This is space weather's effect on our electrical grid system. And with that being said, we're definitely taking a hit. This will move when we get hit by space weather. So that's what's happening here. We'll go deeper into that here in just a second. And check out this coronal hole. Oh, man. This thing is impressive. Let me go ahead and take it here. Guys, remember, I showed this to you when it was a little hole over here. But this has changed into a whole different ball game now. This is going to be something that most people are probably going to be talking about for a week. It's very significant. We're not going to talk about that today, but here's the CME. It did launch off again, another one. We could take a hit from that. It's maybe a glancing blow, maybe. I don't look for anything massive from that at all. Here's look at the SDO. This is ionized helium. We'll take a deeper look at this too, because we can see the magnetic filaments that are hanging around here in the corona. And again, guys, we'll go deeper into this. And look, I always tell you guys, look at the BZ. You can clearly see when this thing hit. Look at this. So, yeah, most people thought this thing had already passed. But I was holding on for a minute before I come out here because stuff like that happens. This is the Aurora forecast for tonight. So if you guys are in up here in the northern plains or over here on, in New England or the upper west coast over here, Alaska, obviously, there's going to be some aurora out there if you can see it. So I would, it would be kind of cool if you guys do get any kind of pics, please send them to me. I'll show them, and I'll give you guys credit for it, and we'll do that. But yeah, so this is the forecasting model run. This is the northern hemisphere, and you can see. So yeah, it's a historic model too. It's not showing you ahead. So this is their forecast there. But we'll go more into that. Plus, guys, we're gonna talk about this flood just a little bit more today. These are pics right here where I'm at. Okay, and I showed some of these already, but I'm going to show some of these again. This is one of the most impressive ones for me. But again, guys, we will talk about that a little bit more in depth. Plus, there was a rocket launch yesterday, 2 of them actually. We're going to talk about that too, because Dr. Tony Phillips is talking about this. That's what this is. This is one of the stages falling back in. And we will definitely talk about this. So, alrighty, guys. Hold on there for 1 second. Let me run my intro, and I will be right back. Keep it crack-a-lackin', people. Keep it crack-a-lackin'. Okay, guys, so, yeah. Please, Martin, okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm not going to pay attention to the chat right this second. Please talk to each other in there and, share this out while I'm getting going here. And I'll stop here in a minute and I'll say hi to everybody. I want to make sure we get this out to everybody so they get the information. I don't want to waste too much time here for people, okay? I'm trying to get better at that, just so you know. I know a lot of people, I think I've been getting slowly better anyway through the past few months of coming back and doing this for you guys. I don't want to squirrel and be all over the place, because I can't control that if I'm concentrating, and I'm concentrating. If it takes me to turn my phone upside down, that's what I'll do. And that's, so anyway. We've got magnetic pressure hitting. Okay, this is our magnetopause. This magnetopause is basically, it looks almost like a comet, right? You can look over here. But this is Earth. Sun's off to the left. Our magnetic field and solar wind create our magnetopause. Okay, you got fast-moving, highly charged particles, aka plasma, from the sun, moving from left to right. Okay, it's coming from the sun's direction, and when it hits, it creates this bow shock. That's the first point of contact. This is Earth's protection. So, with that being said, everybody knows what pressure is, right? So this is magnetic pressure. This is what this is. So if I grab this, you can see, and we can slow down, and you can even kind of see a double bow shock, and that is a real thing, okay? Sometimes we'll get build-up density in between these two points of contact, and they'll compress together and give us a pretty good hard hit. But remember, this is a top-down view. You're not looking at the sun from the side here. This is the side view. You guys hear me talk about the BZ all the time. See that letter right there? That's a Z. There's the Y cut. When I say BZ, we're talking about the Z cut, north-south orientation. Okay? You can literally see, because you got -10, -20. What do I say? -6 is what we look for. Because what that does is, and I think this will show it if I bring this like this, if you pay attention to the tail right here, okay? Here's our poles, right? So you got magnetic field lines that do this. Okay, multiple ones. And that's why we're more open on the poles, because there's not as many, it basically creates a more of an opening, right? We're more susceptible to it because this starts to tilt down. And when it tilts down, it opens up our North Pole a little bit. And what you're going to see is you're going to see an increase of pressure up here. And you'll probably even see, like if you drew a line from here to here, you'll see it tilt even. Okay? So if I haven't looked at it yet. I'm just assuming that's what it's doing right now. Okay, you seen all that pressure hit. And yeah, it's definitely, yeah, that's exactly what happened there. See, this right here shows it too. You see how you got more pressure at the top than you do at the bottom? So we're definitely, we're pointed in a southerly direction magnetically, our magnetic field. Not the barber pole on the North Pole, where Santa Claus lives. We're talking about magnetics here. When everybody talks about magnetic pole flipping, what are we talking about? This. Okay, these are our magnetic poles, north-south. It's just like a bar magnet, guys. The Earth itself, magnetically, is at a very basic level a capacitor. It will hold energy until it can't hold it anymore, and it lets it go. We've seen it happen. Okay, some people call that an Earth ejection or Earth mass ejection. It's not a real term. It's just what some people call it that. And what you'll notice is you won't get hit out here in the front first. You'll actually see this pressure go out in both directions from inside our magnetic field. When you see that, and I got a really good example of that. If I got it on my desktop here, I might be able to show it to you here real quick. Let me see if I can't find that real quick. Sorry, guys. Yep, it's right here. So let me grab it here. I'm going to pull it up here in my tabs. And I'll show you what I mean. Watch right here. You see that? We didn't get hit in the front there first. Watch. Watch down here. See that? That didn't come from outside of our magnetic field. That was inside our magnetic field. Now this was back at 10/8, well, October of last year. Okay? So, and this is density. You'll even be able to see it here. It showed up on all three: density, speed, and pressure. So something, either we discharged that or something happened there. So, and you'll be able to see it again here too as this runs. Hopefully you'll see that show up just a little bit. Just that little, it's, so let me bring this back here and I'll just do this. Watch, see how everything's normal? A lot of times we'll get hit and we'll get compressed. It's called compression, and then the Earth pushes back and it's rapid expansion back out towards the sun. Okay? So if I do that, what happens? Look, see how we're pushing out? That didn't come from over here. Something happened here. So we probably were just had built up enough whatever magnetic energy, and we probably kind of just released some of it. We got to keep in mind it's physics, you know. Basic physics will tell you energy in at some point means energy out. And, you know, it's a big reason why we get earthquakes with these kinds of things. Or just seismic activity in general goes up. Because it's all tied together. But you guys see that? Look. It's crazy. I get excited about this because we don't see this very often. And for us to catch it on a model is just, it blows my mind. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure you guys had a good idea of what's going on there. Now, so let me take you over to the boring graph. One graph. I'm not going to sit here and stay on it very long because I don't like doing that. But this is our BZ. See how it says -10? We got down in the -10s. Okay? And all that means is we were in a negative orientation, basically pointing towards the south a little bit. And the CME that hit coupled with the opposite polarity. Okay? So if we're tilted down like that, we'll couple with the CME, and it just draws it in. And it hits us. It hits us pretty good sometimes. So I'll just, I'll leave it at that. But you can see right here how you could clearly see when it started, guys. This is so easy to see. I mean, everything moved. Look, there's your BZ. There's your density. Here's your speed. And this is your temperature. Absolutely everything moved at the same time and moved significantly this time. Now, we didn't get some big massive grid down event. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just showing you, hey, this is it's a telltale sign. Now, a lot of people thought the CME missed. It did not miss. It hit us. It just didn't hit us like they thought it was going to. And this is absolutely proof of that. So if I come here and show you the HP, right? So let me show you this. This is the KP, right? This is the main thing that we look at. These are 3-hour increments. And it didn't even get to a 4, right, on the KP. A 5 is a G1 storm. So with that being said, remember this is 3 hours. This one here is 30-minute plot points. It almost got to 5, and it stayed really close to 4 till present time. So we've got an extended period of time here where we're getting a pretty solid hit. And we're not into storm level all the way. We got there with this for about 30 minutes. That's considered, they kind of round up here, guys. Okay? That's how that works. But, it's not going to make a huge difference either way. Even if we don't get officially into a geomagnetic storm, we are still going to see effects from that. And the first thing I will always show you, that is one of the main things you can look at. One of the effects we see from space weather, aurora. And if we come here, this is the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. Yes, for those of you guys that are in the northern hemisphere, they get it in the southern hemisphere too, guys. ask Tiger NZ in here. I think I seen him in here earlier. I'm not looking at the chat right now, but yeah, he's from down here. He's from down under, guys. So Australia and New Zealand gets to see aurora sometimes, and obviously Antarctica does too, and so does the Arctic Circle up here. But the further closer to the poles you get, okay, the more chance you have of seeing these things. Now remember what I said a minute ago. This right here where my cursor is, that right there is geographic North Pole. That's the Barber Pole. Okay? Where Santa Claus lives. You can even see how our magnetic field isn't there. It's not, magnetic north is not positioned there. And I'm not going to get into a deep conversation about what's going on with that yet. But you can see that it almost has like a wobble look to it. It's not wobbling per se, but it is very fluid and it does move. So, what's up, Rizzy? Man, I got to quit looking at that. I love that name, by the way. I love that screen name. So cool. All right, so let me take you guys here. Okay, so remember this graph here and this, they're telling you the same thing just in different ways. It's a different visual. This is the bow shock. This is where our satellite lines are. or where most of our satellites orbit. A lot of them, anyway. And obviously, there's a lot more than what they show here. But this is just what they plot, and they tell you what satellite it is. You got GOES 18 right there. So, I mean, a lot of our weather satellites are on here. But, yeah. So, let me play this. Back it up here a little bit. So, we'll play the 17th. And you can see it kind of bouncing, right? And you're getting the same information. Here's your BZ up here. Okay? What is it doing that for? Anyway, we'll let it do it. See what it did right there? Look. See how close it's getting? Now, we'll go to the 18th. We do have a few screens here of the 18th, and I can do it real slow like this too. Okay? So we just turned over to the 18th according to Universal Time. All right? UTC. And that's when we're talking about anything in space, the whole world uses UTC. Except for a few things. But most of the time you're going to be talking UTC time. That's so the scientists can, and the physicists and the astrophotographers, they can all keep things straight. Instead of saying, hey, I'm in this time zone and that time zone. Hey, Broken Fish. All right. Anyway, so, yeah, we don't have a whole lot for the 18th right now, obviously. It's just a few. But this is just another way to show. And this model is so simple, I love it. I mean, it's really easy to explain what I'm talking about with this model. So shout out to my Aussies. This is an Australian model. And yeah, contrary to popular belief, we're not the only ones that have space stuff, guys. We don't have all the smartest people. You know what I mean? They're spread out. So, all right. So a geoelectric field. When we get hit with geomagnetism, stuff from the sun, plasma, what happens is it hits, and then it'll affect our geoelectric grid, right? So again, it's our connections magnetically. It's drawing this stuff in, and what you're seeing here is trying to represent the intensity on our electrical grid system. So just by proxy, as a default, you're always going to have more activity showing up on this model where the population is higher. Okay, so it's always going to be a little bit more active here. It's always going to be, in certain areas. Obviously, up here towards the poles, it's reacting because it's closer to the poles. All right. So if we're talking about the same latitude line right here, if you roll that through, anything on that latitude line around the bigger cities, if we were to be able to zoom in and get a little bit more precise, you would see around the bigger cities, this thing would show that it was more active. And really, it's not. It's just because there's more electrical components. I mean, this really is showing you, like, a ground fault circuit interrupter, in your kitchen, your bathroom, those kinds of things, where it trips out if you decide to jump into the bathtub with a hairdryer in your hand. But by the way, don't do that. But, you got the GFCIs right now that'll kick that off, right? It's like EMP shield. Get over and check out Adam over on Marfoogle, guys. I mean, he's an affiliate with EMP Shield, and it's a good product. But it's similar to that. It'll kick things off. It protects it, right? It keeps you from getting electrocuted. The GFCIs do. I'm not talking about the EMP Shield, but yeah. Anyway, so this isn't like crazy intense, but it is. If we were to look at this yesterday, it wouldn't look like this. It would be mostly blue. It's because geomagnetism activity is up, right? So, with that being said, let me come over here. Now, this is ionized helium. This is extreme ultraviolet, and it is from our perspective. Now, I'm going to do this real quick, too. I meant to have this pull up, and I forgot to do it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Is it over here? Oh, I don't want to waste time on this. I'm not going to waste time on it, guys. Sorry. I was going to show you something here with SDO, but we're not going to do that tonight. We will just keep moving. I want to respect your guys' time. So anyway, this is ionized helium. It's the 304 angstrom of light, and in that part of the light spectrum is where you see ionized helium. With that being said, you will always see the magnetic filaments laying in the corona a lot better. We see explosions on here from filaments, when they pop off, they're real dark, and you can see them most of the time. Okay, especially if they're over here on the limbs. If they're right here in the front, like the one that's hitting us now came from, it came from right here in the Earth strike zone. It ejected off, and it came right at us, and we seen it, but it wasn't very impressive looking because the sun was camouflaging itself. Just because of our point of view. You see that little burst right there? Now this thing here is still active. You can see it a little bit here on the ionized helium. It's not slowing down, and you can even see how it kind of lit up there, like a small little canyon of fire opened up. See it communicating with these cores? You see that? It's crazy. Hey, Hilly. Did you poke? Yeah. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Okay, so this is that corona hole. Not corona hole, I'm sorry, but the sunspot. Now, I wish I could make that bigger. I can't make it bigger right now, guys. Sorry. Anyway, you got reds and blues, and they start intermixing. That's when you start getting activity. You get reconnection points. Again, we're talking about magnetic polarity. So when those are like mixing around like in a bathtub somewhere, they're going to, when they finally decide to touch, they bam right back to the surface of the sun, and there's your flare. It flares. Now, depending on how much energy it's harboring and what kind of energy, you can get some big time stuff happening. Now this one here doesn't look like it's going to be doing anything like X flares or anything like that, but always remember what I say. The sun can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. We can't stop it. We can't control any of that. So what we do, we just make ourselves aware. That's it. We're aware. That way when the big one does happen, you're not running out to the street like all your neighbors wondering what the heck's going on. You know what you're doing? You're getting your family safe, and you know what to do. You don't have to have the TV to tell you, because we're making sure we don't need that by doing stuff like this. Now, is that ever going to happen in our lifetime? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know the future. Obviously, there's always a chance of that. Always. So it's no fear. Just be aware. Okay? Now, here's that. This is the same satellite, the 211, the purple one. Now, this is what I show you guys when I'm showing you guys coronal holes. All these pictures of the sun are the same time frame. They're just different gases. And we do that to give us a better understanding of what visually what's actually happening up there. Okay? So, if I'm looking at this, boom, 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 when these things open up like this is one of those things that the surface of the sun is colder than the atmosphere. Most people are that's becoming a more and more well-known fact, right? So the colder parts of the sun will show up darker on this model, okay? So that's why this is black. That's not a hole in the sun. What's happened is the whole sun in solar minimum will look like the left side of the sun does right now, over here, right? There won't be any holes typically. There'll be some, but the sunspots will be really, really low. But the whole thing will look like a big fuzzy purple image on this particular one. So that's the atmosphere of the sun, the corona. So when it peels back and opens up for whatever reason, the surface is exposed, and it just allows these highly charged particles, plasma, aka a charged gas, which is what which is what plasma is, the fourth state of matter, and it just flows out. Now, when the polarity's right from these coronal holes, Earth will couple with it. Okay? So what I'm talking about is this. The IMF lines. You see these? These dashed lines? We're all connected to the sun. Everything in our solar system is connected to the sun magnetically. These are satellites. Notice how they got IMF lines on this model. This is the Earth, right? That's stereo A. This is Mercury. This is Venus. Okay, and then you got other satellites. Again, I'll say it just because I always say it. If you were floating out in space butt naked, your left butt cheek would be connected to the sun magnetically and giving you a little zappy zap. Anyway, This is why it's important to know that, because if we come back over here, what do we got? We got satellites. So if we're taking a big hit, this actually comes inside here, and it exposes all these satellites. We've had satellites fall out of the sky. Even if it doesn't come back into the satellite line, it still has density, right? What's density do? Causes drag. And these satellites start to fall out of their position. They have to have the right amount of speed. Now remember, orbital mechanics is a different thing, because you got to remember the satellites are in a constant state of free fall back to the Earth. The speed and other principles of physics keep it in orbit. I'm not going to go into what those are, but it is in a state of falling at all times. It just appears to do it in a circle because they're keeping it at the right speed. That's how they keep it in orbit. Okay? If they were to quit doing that, it would do one of two things. It would either fall back or it would just get shot out into space, depending on the speed of the satellite. Okay? It's that simple. But I always bring that up because I want you guys to understand. Listen, the FDA, was it, or the FTC? One of the government agencies just approved, remember the mirrors I was talking about they were putting up there? So they could sell sunlight at night? That's happening, guys. I'm not kidding you. They're selling sections of 5-meter long sunlight, and they plan to have, get this, 50,000 mirrors up there by 2035. So you tell me what's going to happen. What happens when this gets inside this line here now? Is that going to affect that kind of stuff? What happens if we have a near-Earth object that kind of comes in this close but doesn't actually get into our atmosphere? Is it going to start crashing out these mirrors? Last I knew, you break a mirror, that's 7 years bad luck. You know, I ain't trying to break 50,000 of them, that's for sure. But, you know, they're selling sunlight, man, from space with a mirror. I mean, it's a great idea for, like emergency services, because that's what they plan on using it for, and for places that maybe they have an extended period of time where they get a lot of rain, which is what's happening here. If you have that, you know, they might need some sunlight to kind of boost their crops and those kinds of things. And they will. They'll be able to buy that stuff. It's crazy. But I don't know how I feel about it exactly yet. I still got to get more information on that to give you guys my full opinion on that. So I'm kind of still just waiting on that. But so this coronal hole is stretching from pole to pole. You have to understand how significant that is. Okay? This part of the coronal hole is most likely about, oh gosh, I don't even want to guess. We're talking probably 1,000 Earths could fit in there. I'm not kidding, guys. That's how big that is. It's freaking nuts. So I'll just leave it. I'm just going to leave it at that. So anyway, the atmosphere of the sun, the corona, has peeled back. The corona is hotter than the surface, which is why this is darker. That's the surface. So when that happens, it flows out, and if the BZ, like I just said a minute ago, is it here? Where did I put that one? All right, okay. So if the BZ is at -6, or even further to the south when that coronal hole's hitting, or from the wind stream from the coronal hole anyway, all those magnetic fields will couple with each other, and we'll just latch onto them and just suck them right into our system, and it'll give us a geomagnetic storm. Hey, Kurt Creeper, guys, get over and check out his channel. Please. He's trying to get people to come over and watch so he can get monetized and stuff. So guys, get over and check out his channel. He's here in Indiana with me. But anyway, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But okay, so this CME might hit. Not sure yet, guys. If it does, it's not going to be a massive thing. This is the new official coronagraph. This is GOES 19. All right. They used to use LASCO C2, but they're using GOES 19 now. This is actually in low Earth orbit. LASCO C2 tool was on SOHO, which is this one here. It's 1,000,000 miles closer to the sun than what we are. This one is not. This is basically from Earth. It's in orbit, but it's at low Earth orbit. But this is essentially the same imaging, just a little bit. It's supposed to be a little bit more detailed, and it's new. But this is a NOAA satellite. It's GOES 19, and you can see what's happening here. I mean, not a whole. That right there is going to happen every day. Okay, that's just an artifact that happens every day from the positioning of it, getting the sunlight. Okay, but when we see the coronagraphs like right here, or the CMEs, that's what you're going to see right there. Okay, but that right there is this CME right here. So I kind of agree with this model right now. I don't know if this is going to hit Earth or not here in the next few days. If it does, what are we going to see from it? Well, it's going to be very similar to what we're seeing now. We're going to see increased aurora. We might start to feel a little bit bad. This affects us biologically. Okay, guys? But yeah. So, okay. Now, we're just going to jump right into this real quick. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the Indiana flooding. It's horrible. Just to be frank with you guys, because, Curb Creeper probably feels the same way as me. You can't get away from it. Everybody's talking about it all the time, and, rightfully so, okay? But, I need a break from talking about all the bad stuff with this. I mean, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to, I thought I had well, not sure. Let's just do this. Okay, so this is just a Google search, guys. I usually go to the AP right here. I'm not going to pull up the article here, but I already know 7 people have passed away. That's probably going to go up. There's still people missing. There was a 4-year-old that passed away. There was a 2-year-old that drowned and lived, which is awesome, as long as there ain't no lasting effects. And that's what, all those kinds of things. But I'm not going to show you these images. I'll show you the ones from right here where I'm at. All right, this is, I didn't take this picture, but my friend did, okay? And it was posted on my Facebook feed. He posted it. So this is the day everything went down. It was horrible. Within 4 days, my weather radio went off 31 times. Hey, Ricky, good to see you. Give me a roll call in there, guys, and after I talk about this, I'll stop and say, hey, this is the same house, okay? This right here, guys, it makes me sick. This is the football field at Hagerstown. This is just to my west. It's horrible. That's the goalpost. It's sickening. Look, that's a car wash. Are you kidding me? We don't live on the coast, guys. We're in Indiana. This is stuff you see like with Katrina and all the big hurricanes. I mean, and I know that we do see it in the Midwest sometimes, but they're calling it a 1 in a 1,000 year event. Okay? You have a 1 in a 1,000 chance of this happening every year. So it's a 1 in a 1,000 year event. And it just, and I know people, I got friends that lost their house. And I told you guys this yesterday. For those of you that didn't hear it, I'm going to make it really brief and tell you what happened. She was on her way to work. She gets a call. We got a mandatory evacuate. She turns around. She was about 15 minutes from her house at that point. So she turned around, took her 15 minutes to get back. She got there, got her kids, and started grabbing everything she could, and took off. And within 45 minutes, her house was already inundated with water. Okay, that's how fast it happened. And in that haste, her brother had passed away about a year and a half ago, I think. Some people save hair from their passed away. The people deal with grief differently. And she, and I tell you guys this only to give you guys perspective, because it made me sick when I heard it. She left that hair there and she forgot about it, and it's gone. Her house is gone. They don't offer flood insurance in the area that she was at. So she had nothing. It's just gone. And it's horrible, You know, most insurance companies won't give you flood insurance or even offer it unless you live in a floodplain. I just don't understand. There has to be something that can be done about that. But, you know, whatever. I'm not going to get into that kind of a political law type of conversation. But, and check this out. Look at this. And the 4-year-old boy that passed away, we had all these waters rush in, right? So when the ground's wet and you get any kind of wind, it can push trees over really easy. And that's what happened to the 4-year-old. He was asleep in his bed. It just makes me sick. Hey, Alex, how you doing, bud? It makes me sick. It really does. I mean, I'm tearing up talking about it. I can't handle it. I got 3 kids, man, and when I hear stuff like that, it just really hits me, man. And there was the 2-year-old little girl was in her basement. You know, she drowned. She's, as far as I know, she's alive still, but I don't know how long she was down. You know, people have long-lasting. I mean, she won't remember it. She's that young, but I mean, hopefully physically she's okay. It just makes me sick, man. So when somebody tells you, even though it's a cliche, turn around, don't drown, pay attention. You know, I always say this, it's a cliche for a reason, because most of the time cliches are correct. And you know, I know that I've talked about this ad nauseum at this point, but it just makes me sick. It really truly does. But okay, so you guys give me okay, Northeast Ohio, what's up? Not so well, no? All right, hi Patrick. Yeah, it is, isn't it? What's up, California, J-Pos? Wisconsin, Jim's in the house. Hey, Carol. Ricky, it's good to see you. I ain't seen you. Hey, Kristen, you made it live. Good job. Great, it's awesome. Hey, Ty Gen Z, good to see you. Draconis, what's happening? Hope you're doing good. Hey, Mist. Hey, guys, get over and check out Mist channel, too. Miss Dragon, you can drop your link in there if you want. Hey, moderators, if you want to drop links, you can, as long as they're appropriate, okay? I think I've told everybody that. All right, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to come over here to Dr. Tony Phillips' webpage, spaceweathernews.com, or spaceweather.com, I'm sorry. What you're seeing here, guys, is it's a Falcon 9 rocket. Coming back in, one of the stages of it. It's here. What's it say? SpaceX Falcon 9 lifted from Cape Canaveral. 1 orbit later, the upper stage came back into the atmosphere. And this is over the Great Lakes. So, yeah, I mean, for people that don't know what this looks like and what this is, it would freak you out. Absolutely would freak you out. So I just wanted to make sure. Hey, Renee, good to see you. Okay, so let me do this too. I do want to check something real quick. If you guys could just give me 1 second. Oh, man, I don't think I have any. I don't. All right, guys. So, if you guys could, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to say that one time here at the end. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I posted it. I pinned it in the comment in the chat. But, guys, it makes a huge difference if you guys come back and leave me a comment. You wouldn't believe how much better the video does. The algorithm loves it. So, if you could, please do that. Come back and I don't care if you just say, hey, wages, and that's it. Right? I always try to read all of them and reply. I do a pretty decent job of it. I just want you guys to know that I do read them, and that's how I let you guys know that I read it. I will put a like and a heart on every comment that I read. It doesn't mean I absolutely love what you said, because there's sometimes I'll do that, and there'll be people there that has said something really nasty to me, but still getting a heart and a thumbs up because that's how I'm letting people know I read it. But I don't delete stuff like that. I typically don't even respond unless if I do respond, I'm always polite. Because if somebody's that mad at me over space weather and wants to say a bad comment or whatever, maybe they need to let it off their chest. You know what I mean? Go ahead. I'll take it. My skin's gotten a lot thicker since I started doing this stuff. That's for sure. You got to. If you don't, you're going to be running away. But anyway, guys, I'm also going to be doing some trying to get my members only numbers up So what I've decided to do, let me know if you guys think this is a good idea. For the next week or two, if you become a member, you'll get 1 entry. If you say you gifted 5, you get 5 more entries. At the end of the week, I will put all those together, and well, after each show, I'm going to give away a deck of cards. I'm going to have a random number generator, and I'll have you guys, whoever gets a membership or gifts some memberships out, I will do that right in front of you guys at the end of the show. Okay? And then I'll hit the number generator, and whatever number it lands on, that person gets the cards. Okay? And I got some really cool cards. So they're space weather related, and they're bicycle stuff. But at the end of the week, anybody that had been entered, anybody that had any kind of entries, you will get the same amount of entries at the end of the week, and I will do another random draw. And I've got a couple of Star Wars things I'm going to be giving away. I have to show them to you so you guys see it. But if you guys want a chance of getting something like that, you have to, the drive there is just to kind of push my members only stuff up a little bit, get my numbers back up. I'm trying to get them to where they were before. It's my fault. I mean, I went away for a couple months. So just so you know, I don't put that blame on anybody but me. So I just want you guys to know that. That's on me. But anyway, if you gift memberships or become a member, you will get your name put in there. And if you gifted 5, you'll get 5 extra entries. And basically, it increases the chances of you getting the cards. And I will show them to you because they are really, really cool looking cards. And they're high quality. They're bicycle. And I've talked about them at nauseam. My wife found them. They're space weather related. And they're really, really cool. But the Star Wars stuff I got too is cool also. Oh my God. I just looked over here. Missed, if you're in here, I thought my son was supposed to mail that stuff out for me, and he didn't mail it to you. I'm sitting here looking right at it. I will take care of that tomorrow. I'm sorry, Miss. I told her I was going to send her these things, and it just never got sent. Daggone it. Anyway, I will get that sent to you, girl. I am so sorry. I forgot again. Anyway, so I am going to go ahead and we're going to end it here. But if you guys want a chance at the, hey, Awakening, what's up? What is crack-a-lackin'? Well, I don't know. What did you miss? Jeremy, you're crazy, man. But yeah, so if you guys want to become a member, please do. And like I said, you'll get entered in to get some cards. It's not something huge. It's about all I can do though right now, guys. So I'm just trying to get things back into the algorithm and get my channel going in a really positive direction. And it is. You guys are helping me get there already. Okay? You guys have you guys are I'm humbled, just so you know. I mean, I can't believe that the forgiveness you guys have extended me for not being here. I just don't know what to say sometimes. All I can say is me and my family appreciate you so much. And I wish there was a better way for me wish I could do more. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully one of these days, if I get my channel going good enough, I will be able to. I really do. I want to do that. I would love to make this thing something really, 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 really cool. I mean, I think it's cool now, but I mean, obviously I'm not like some of the other channels that are having 200,000 and 300,000 people, or even more. Well, Ben Davidson, he's getting close to 1 million now, I think. I mean, that's a lot of people. It really is. But you know what? If it doesn't go there, I'm still going to be here with you guys. Just so you know. I'm never going to concentrate and dwell on that specific stuff. It's just not me. I was even talking to my wife about that tonight. I was like, this monetary stuff just doesn't do it for me. I just know that I have to have it to live, and it's better for my family, and that's why I care. If it was just me, I'd eat bologna and cheese and get me some Spam and maybe get on a boat and go to Hawaii. Who knows? But you know, it's just one of those things. And you guys have always been there to grab me and hold me up. Hilly, I'm telling you guys, you can go over and check out his channel. He does Bible studies on Saturdays, and he's such a great friend. He truly is a great friend. And he encouraged me to start the channel. That's how long I've known him. I've known him before my channel. We were watching, we were subscribers over on Texas news station, Mark over there, and that's how we met. And that's how we all stick around, you know, and Rip Curl and Idea and Mist and Wise Jen and everybody at Trinity, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Hi-Ho Kermit the Frog, Adam, obviously Marfugal. They just, you know, hey, Little 43, thank you for that. Appreciate you. Yeah. Passing them is worse, Hilly. You guys talking about kidney stones? I got my first kidney stone when I was 12. And I got in a fight with one of my best friends over a girl in middle school when I was 12. While I had that kidney stone, and I'm not going to tell you where I got hit, but you can imagine where he kicked me, and it was not fun. I bled for 3 weeks. Doctors were scared. Nothing like being a 12-year-old peeing through a strainer, trying to catch a rock. And believe me, yeah, I passed it. But I've got a history of that, and I've had multiple surgeries for it too. They had to go in and put a stent in with a basket on the end. And, you know, if you guys don't know what a stent in is, for your urinary tract, it's horrible. And then you got to pull it out yourself. But y'all didn't know that, did you? So you got to run around with the string hanging out for however long they want you to leave it in. And, mine was in for a little over 2 weeks. And I pulled it out at home. So, yeah. Kidney stones are horrible. It sucks. I'll just say it that way. But, mine were calcium. My mom worked at a pizza place, and we ate a lot of pizza, so we had a lot of cheese. And I cut back on that after all that, and didn't have kidney stones for the longest time. Then I kind of forgot about it as I got older, and then next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Kinfolk said, hey, kidney stones over there. Said yellow gold, that's what you're going to pee. I could keep going. You know, I was a rapper back in my day, you know. Just kidding. You know, I'll be like Jamie Kennedy on that show. What was it? Malibu's Most Wanted. Yo, I can rhymes about anything. Check it out. Yo, traffic. There goes a Ford Maverick. Sorry. I am so sorry, guys. Oh, gosh. Back at you, Rizzy. Back at you. Anyway, I try to have fun. So, yeah, I had to have mine broken up too. One of mine though was almost 6 millimeters, and they almost had to go in and get it with actually go in and cut it out. So yeah. Anyway, we are going to get out of here. I love all you guys, and guys, I'm not sure if Adam's going to do a show tonight. I know he was planning a trip with his family. I'm not sure if he's doing one or not. I don't want to say he's not. I don't know for sure. So, but get over and check out Adam over on Marfugal. Check out all the channels. Guys, show some love to the mods in there. Let's give them a M and a bunch of hearts. Channels can't run without moderators. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. Catheters are horrible. They really are. They suck. But, move Beverly Hills, that is. Yep. Black gold, baby. Hey, you guys want a good... Hey, Jay Miller, back at you. if you guys want a good show, free stuff to watch, I'm not. Hey, D Griffith, he's starting his channel too. Get over and check him out. He's from down under. Member for 28 months. New York City. No, I'm just kidding. Remember that commercial? You guys remember that commercial? With thank you, Kay. Appreciate you. 28 months. Does that say 28? No way. Really? Wow. Awesome. Thank you. 28 months. Man. Oh, there's hope. With the 26 coming in there for over 2 years. 28 months. Jeremy, Awakening. Love it. Guys, that's the kind of stuff I love right there. Just to let me know, hey, you know, I'm here and I've been here for this long. I love that. I love that. That was a really good thing that YouTube did with that. You know, I try to include you guys on about everything I do, and it helps. You know, there's nothing worse than not being heard. You know what I mean? 25 months, Kristen, what the heck? We're talking 2 years. I mean, it's crazy. You know, I think the longest membership I got currently is over on Adam's channel. I think I've been there for 40 months. J Pops with the 8 months coming in. Hey man, no way, man. Come on now, you know better than that. I mean, come on. 8 months is all good. There we go. 22 months, baby. Stephanie, here I gotta get over here and do this for you guys. Let's I want to get this. Let's get you guys clicked up in there so we can. Let's see here, Nikki, 28 months. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, guys, don't ever be sorry for watching the replay. Okay, it's just as important. It truly is. There's Stephanie for 22. J Pops for 8. Man, you guys are clicking these quick. I mean, what the heck? I'm trying to get everybody in here, guys. There's Kay. Let's see here. There's Awakening. Gotta get Hope on here too. Come on, hold on. There we go. There we go. There's Hope. Did I get everybody? I think I did. But thank you guys so much. I can't. Hey, John, good to see you. Hey, Dana. Good to see you. But yeah, it's ads. Are you guys getting ads? I don't have any control over that, by the way. Just so you know. YouTube runs them, whether or not I give it permission or not. If you guys don't know that, that's actually the truth. Some people, they'll even run an ad on an unmonetized channel. It's crazy, but they do it. You know, I mean, I used to have a big problem with it. I don't anymore because it just, you know, man, I don't even know how I feel about it. It is one of those things where, man, if I didn't have to, I probably wouldn't. You know what I mean? But at some point, you know, I had 40,000 subscribers before I even tried to monetize my channel. I went back and I added it up, how much from my view count, how much money I just kind of left back behind me, and I don't feel bad about it, but it was a lot of money. It was 5 years worth, because I did videos for over 5 years I didn't monetize, and I could have monetized like the first week that my channel was up. So anybody out there that gets kind of discouraged, you know, and they're trying to get their channels going and stuff, try to hang in there. You have to understand that sometimes don't get yourself wrapped up in analytics either. You will just do nothing but hurt yourself. If you come on here and you're doing something that you love, that you enjoy, it's either going to work or it's not. It's really that simple. You know, and you can tweak things, because I do. There's certain time frames that we all try to stay under, like this one here is going way longer than I should have allowed it. It will hurt the numbers of the video because I'm past 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I'm at about 50 minutes. So it will, the video won't go out as far. Most people won't click on a video or a live stream that's longer than 25, 30 minutes. they might click on it, but they're only going to stay for a couple seconds unless you can grab them right away. That's why the first 30 seconds of your video is so important. And there's actually an analytic that tracks that. It's called click-through rate, and it's yeah. So yeah, I was guys that they have premium and they have premium light. If you guys get premium and premium light, you won't have to watch commercials at all on any channel. And I always, because we have the option to put on here if we want to allow skippable ads, I allow every skippable ad. Because I understand people don't always have time to sit there. But when you guys do watch an ad, that's how my channel makes money. If you skip it, I don't get anything from it. And that's okay. I'm not saying that. I just want you guys, that's how it works. But if you get premium, you ain't got to worry about it at all. Because if I have a person like Draconis was just in here, he comes in here and he's got a premium account like I do. It could be light too, premium light. There's two different things there. You won't have to watch a commercial, and I will still get credit for commercial. I get a certain amount. So you know, is what it is. Well, YouTube is they get 45% of my ad revenue. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? They get half basically. But you know, hey, listen, I don't complain about it because nobody's forcing me to be here. You know what I mean? I'm choosing to be here. So I try to just like, do I wish it was a little different? Absolutely. But I can't, you know, I'm not going to be able to change any of that. But, you know, it's just how it is. And if you can learn just to kind of stay away from looking at your analytics if you run a channel, at least for a while, until you get yourself really established. Now, you can have a really small channel and still make a living on it. You guys have to understand that. There's other things you can do besides ad revenue. I don't do any of them except for memberships. I'm looking at starting to do some merch, and I'm working with somebody right now. I got an affiliate that I think you guys are going to love. It's directly space weather too. You guys will love this affiliate. I'll share it with you once I get everything finalized out for you. But you'll be able to get a discount on it, a sizable discount, by the way. And it'll help my channel. It'll help everybody. And what I'll be showing you, and what it is, it's just something that's very useful for what I talk about here. I'm not going to give it away right now because everything ain't finalized yet. But just know that that's coming. And I hope to do some sort of like mugs or something where you guys, just to give back to you guys, right? You know, because I don't think you're going to make much money off of selling mugs. You know, you just don't. You'd have to be selling a bunch of merchandise to make anything nowadays. But yeah. So yeah, and I will be doing some of that, hope, and it will be mainly just for you guys, like I said. So if you guys have any ideas, you let me know. I'll try to make it happen. I'm just trying to be back here and do what I've always done, and I will always, absolutely will never put anything behind a paywall. Okay? My members only streams, there's nothing there that I wouldn't talk about here, number one. Number two, in the members only, we get together and have fun. Right? So I'm not like hiding information or something like some other people do. It's not like that at all. We just have fun. I mean, we were laughing our butts off in that last one. And I should be able to do one this coming weekend also. Okay? But I do want to ask, I got a favor I need to ask you. I need you guys to throw some prayers my way also for my daughter. She has a heart monitor on right now. She's looking at, hopefully, yeah, I don't know, like talk. Anyway, she's looking at a surgery, and I definitely could use some prayers for her. Yeah, and pray for me too to be able to get through all this crap. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm sorry about that. I'm ending the show on a really down note. But anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.